For number 4, to find the x-intercept, so where it's going to hit the x-axis, we'll take the 12 and divide it by the number that is with the x, which is a 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we should have a coordinate here. Oops, that's not the 6. So right here at the 6. Then to find the y-intercept, we also take the 12, but instead of dividing it by, but then we're going to divide it by the number that is with the y. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So on the y-axis, we need a coordinate at 4. So the first one is right here at 6. And then this other coordinate is right here at 4. Then we need to decide whether we're going to use a solid line, which we use when we have an equal to symbol, or the dashed line, which we use when we have no equal to. So if we look at our inequality symbol here, we see that there is no equal to symbol underneath it. So since there is no equal to symbol, we are going to use a dashed line to connect them. So I'll make a dashed line all the way across the graph to connect them. Finally, we need to decide whether we're going to shade above the line or below the line. And because the inequality symbol is a less than, remember this is a less than. Less than means that we shade down. So because the inequality symbol has a less than, we're going to shade below the line. So all of these coordinates underneath here are a solution. So we need to shade the entire side, this side of the graph. And again, the reason we had to do that was because this was a less than inequality. Keep in mind, you can also use that Desmos calculator to check. And as you can see, once I typed the inequality into the graphing calculator, this looks the same as what I got up here. So you can use the graphing calculator to help you also. For number 5, we have 2 inequalities to graph this time. So I'm going to start with this one. So just like we did before, we're going to find our x-intercept first by doing 12 divided by the number with the x. So we need a coordinate right here at 2 on our x-axis. Then we need to divide 12 by the number that is with the y, which is a -2. So our y-intercept is going to be down here at -6. We have an equal to sign in our inequality. So that means this time we're going to use a solid line, not a dotted line, because we have an equal to. So we're going to connect those coordinates with a solid line. And you would think that we would shade below the line because this is a less than. However, because we had to divide by a negative number, we're actually going to flip the inequality symbol around. So it's actually going to be a greater than inequality. So we're going to shade above the line. Use that Desmos calculator because the Desmos calculator will show you also. So now we have our other inequality that we need to graph. So remember that this is in the format y equals mx plus b. And that b, that beginning point, is going to be the y-intercept right here at 1. And then the slope is positive, which tells you that it's going to go up. And the rise in the run tells you that it's going to go up 1 and over 3. So from our beginning point, we're going to go up 1 and then over 3. So our next coordinate is going to be right there. We are going to connect these coordinates with a dotted line because there is no equal to underneath there. And then lastly, because this is a greater than inequality, we're going to shade above the line. So this is what the inequality will look like graphed. Remember that you can also type it into that Desmos calculator, and you can see here that my shaded region where they overlap also matches the darker part of the Desmos calculator. Okay, for the next one, a personal trainer charges $40 for a one-on-one session, and it says let X represent the number of one-on-one sessions. So algebraically, this will be 40X. And then it says $25 for a group session, and let Y represent the number of group sessions. So that means that is going to be 25 times Y. And because these are the ones that involve money, we need to look at the inequality that involves money. And it says that she needs to make at least $500. So that means she could make exactly 500, or she needs to make more than 500. It also says she can have a maximum of 20 sessions. So that means that her number of one-on-one sessions, which will be X, plus her number of group sessions, if it's a maximum of 20, it means it could be equal to 20 or less than 20. So that inequality will be a less than or equal to 20. For my top inequality, we'll do 500 divided by 40, and 500 divided by 40 means I have an x-intercept that's between 12 and 13 on the x-axis. And then 500 divided by 25 means my y-intercept will be at 20. So my top inequality will have the two endpoints here. I've already covered why, because there's an equal to sign. We are going to connect them with a solid line. And because it is a greater than, we are going to shade up for this inequality, because the amount of money we want her to make could be greater than or equal to 500. So the purple reflects the top inequality. Then to do the bottom inequality, I need to do the same thing. I need to do 20 divided by 1 to get my x-intercept of 20. I need to do 20 divided by 1 to get my y-intercept of 20. I need to connect them with a solid line because there is an equal to. And because it's a less than inequality, I'm going to shade down. So that means I'm going to color underneath. And remember that possible points that could represent the number of sessions the trainer could give are going to be right here in this area where you see both the blue and the purple. Where they overlap, that is where the trainer could make enough money but then not work more sessions than she plans. And so 2 possible solutions that fall in that region are 15.3 and 16.1. 15.3 is right here, and then 16.1 is right here. But as long as you choose any coordinate that falls within that region where the 2 shades overlap, you're in good shape.